Hello folks, welcome back to Spider-Man Miles Morales, where we just did a major fight with Finn. She looks like she's okay though. We're fine. Could be better. Hey Miles, you just have to save the world now? Do you mind? I mean, Finn's gonna be okay, but she's kind of secondary? Kind of hate to say that, but it is kind of true. It's just the reactor, if it overloads, destroys like half of New York. If you could just not let that happen, that'd be great. Yep.
Not much time. I have to go. Just a little further.
You gotta absorb power.
I have to hurry.
I'm not sure I can. There's no hurry button. The hurry button is disabled.
Blow. Any minute.
Miles, you can do it. You got this. I don't know what the hell you're gonna do.
Almost there.
I mean, it's not like the smaller ones that were totally absorbable. We need to find the biomass in it. The new form. That's a lot of power, Miles. I don't know if he can bleed off that much power. It's too much.
No! Ben! Go look!
Miles.
That can't be sustainable. Can you release that in like a lightning bolt, like upwards, maybe? Okay. Don't touch him. What are you doing? Did it work? Might have worked.
Get them far away.
Oh, he needs to
I can't
release.
hold this in much longer.
He needs to release it. Get them away, Finn. Come on. Go do your job. Finn?
What are you?
And then throw him? Throw him, Finn.
I can't.
It's okay.
I can't.
Just let go. Let go.
Holy crap. So Miles is probably fine. He's a little unconscious, but he's probably fine.
No, please. Oh, Miles. Oh, God. Say something.
Ow? Maybe ow. Also, could you just disperse the crowd?
Okay.
We're safe. All of us.
I think your cover's blown, Miles. Finn didn't come down with you. She might actually become the next Captain Marvel with that amount of power. Yeah, I don't think it's a little late here, but sure. Sure, why not? Protect his identity for what good that'll do.
So young.
They always say that.
Hey, get out of here, kid. We'll take care of them.
Did you see his face?
You did good, Spider-Man.
Thanks.
Who is he?
That guy? He's our Spider-Man.
The real question is, what happened to Finn? Could have just been vaporized, but really?
Come on, those are clearly deep fakes. They're deep fakes. You understand me? Do you have any idea who I am? I will own you.
Yeah, we know who you
I
are.
will own you. Do you hear me?
That's right, friends. Simon Krieger is in prison. Aaron Davis, aka the Prowler, flipped on him and Roxxon. Davis will serve time, but could get a reduced sentence. I think we can all learn something from what happened in Harlem. Together, we're stronger. And that having your own neighborhood Spider-Man is pretty great.
Looking good, Haley.
Yeah, he said it's cute, but
See you around.
Forget the things you probably thought you knew. A new day is approaching, turn the gray skies into blue. I grew up on these same
Signing up for a shift, obviously.
Good on ya. Let's see you after break.
See ya.
anticipated, highly decorated. The whole team is winning.
Hey, man, what's up? I'm all right, man. I'm good. I see you around.
Parker gonna come back? Oh, yep, there's Parker. Hey, sorry about like half of Harlem getting destroyed, but overall didn't do too badly.
Man, I still can't get over that suit. So cool.
Gotta be me.
Yeah, you do.
Is a cool suit.
Pete, does this job ever get easier?
Some of it, yeah. Some things never get easier, though.
Roxxon did this uptown because they saw us as disposable. Me, Rick, Finn, all of Harlem. I think part of our job is making sure they can't get away with it.
It's a big part.
We'll add it to the Spider-Man oath. Go time?
Go time.
Oh, we're gonna show all the suits? Why not show all the suits, right?
I step out the steps and we're all running for the flex. Pete told me
Oh, okay, we're gonna still go for Rhino too.
Really isn't no question. Only superheroes in the section. Only big bangers
Okay,
on the set.
cool song, don't get me wrong.
Why I eat breakfast and I
Go ahead and drop that down now. This was a cool game. I had a lot of fun with this. I'm glad we're gonna get more of this. Oh, it's all both of their suits, I think. This was fun though. I'm looking forward to more of this. I'm glad we're gonna get more. Spider-Man 2 is confirmed. And we're getting to play as both. We get to swap, as according to the latest rumors, we'll get to be Parker and we get to be Davis. Is that or Morales, I guess? Is his name Miles Davis or Miles Morales? I mean, his dad's name's Aaron Davis, so. But still, oh man, this is some great credits right here. They did a good job with this. I like the different costumes too. That's pretty good. There's some great stuff in here. Oh yeah, you gotta learn how to sip coffee that way. This is a lot of fun. This is a hell of a lot of fun. I don't know if I'm going to get Platinum for this. I don't know if I'm going to play New Game Plus. I might go to New Game Plus. I'm hoping Prowler comes back. As an anti-hero, I think he totally works. The fact that he's a merc for hire means they're gonna... I mean, he's still alive, so they're gonna cross paths. I really thought they were gonna kill him off. They might actually kill him off next game. We'll see. I like they're showing off the different suits. I am curious about Finn. She could be dead. It really seems like they went for redemption equals death there, but she could also just... Like, the power could have changed her. I'm not saying she's going to become the actual next Miss Marvel, though that would be pretty awesome. But I don't know if we've seen the last of Finn. You know what they say, in comic books, death is never permanent. If you don't see a body, they're not dead. And we did not see a body drop. We saw Miles, but anytime someone's vaporized in comics... Yeah, she's totally coming back, isn't she? I mean, that was a sacrificial hero move for sure. All the Spider-Man writers and artists over the year. Yep. Aw, dude, don't bring up Chadwick Boseman. That's sad. But yeah, okay, Wakanda forever. Yes, yes, yes. I like that. Be greater, be yourself. I like it. Huh. Yep. We've got sequel tie-in. Finn's probably not going to be feeling too good. Having been, you know.
Residents of Harlem are still feeling the effects of the recent citywide uprising of the group known as the Underground. While the Roxxon Corporation deals with a rash of lawsuits, newly elected City Councilwoman Rio Morales addressed the media yesterday to make a plea for additional public funds to assist with the...
Vitals are good, circulatory system healthy, brain activity normal.
He's been in there long enough.
Oh, he?
Mr. Osborn, I understand he's your son, but
I
his
want him
disease could...
gone, Kurt.
But we may be underestimating the potential danger.
I said, get him out! Now!
He has been missing all of last game. Like, the only interaction we had with him was voicemails. Okay, not the tie-in I thought we were going to have, but it makes sense that they want to get some kind of tie-in for later. Yeah, okay, so we're going to get Green Goblin in the next game. Either it's going to be one of the two Osborns. My guess is going to be the kid. Well, that'll be cool. I hear also Venom's coming in. To be fair, every game they try to pull in as many villains as possible. I'm kind of surprised they didn't try to do more in this game. It kind of seems like Finn was it. I mean, they had Rhino show up. But Rhino's kind of like the starter villain in most of these games. Like, Rhino's never been like the big bad. Because he never really comes up with like a huge plan, right? His plan is go in, smash stuff, get paid. That's his entire shtick. You can't really build a game around that. Usually, like, you have Rhino, you've got to bring in like the rest of Sinister Six. That's what they did in the first game. You know, they had the Sinister Six. It was like Rhino, Electro. Doc Ock, of course, was the organizer. They had the Vulture. And, right, Mr. Negative, who's kind of like a C-list member. And I totally forgot who the sixth guy is. It's not Green Goblin. Totally don't even know. Totally don't even remember. What is interesting, though, is that it kind of indicates that Green Goblin has not been a thing in this continuity. And Spider-Man's been active for at least like 5 to 6 years now. So that's kind of weird. But, I mean, he's like an established hero when we first meet him. He's just never apparently gone up against Green Goblin. So that's the thing. But that is probably going to happen this next game. How exactly the Venom tie-in is going to work, I don't know. The thing is, so with the Venom storyline, I'm not a fan of it. And the main reason I'm not a fan of it is because even the first time is a little cringy. But in the comics, and that's what I'm talking about the first time, in the comics, the great thing about it is that it comes about because Spider-Man actually like joins the Avengers for a huge cataclysmic thing with, I think, Galactus, and there's like not just world-ending stuff, like galaxy-ending stuff. And he goes with the Avengers to this interplanetary adventure, and along the way, he finds this symbiote. And is like, oh, isn't this cool? I can actually like work with this and like make it part of my suit and stuff. And by the end of the arc, Spider-Man has grown a little bit, and he's gotten the help of the Fantastic Four and the rest of the Avengers, and he kind of feels like he belongs a little bit more. And then when he gets kind of shunted aside at the very, very end of the storyline to do his own thing.
Irrational raves from
here we go.
Hormonally unbalanced youth, Jared's age. Wait, you're how old? Good heavens, man, get a real job.
Yeah, he's like 20 now?
About this friendly neighborhood Spider-Man app.
It's a great app.
They claim this young Spider-Man can do anything. Well, I just used said app to place an order of saganaki from my favorite Greek restaurant in Astoria, specifying I wanted it delivered fresh and in the traditional Greek manner, set ablaze in front of me. We shall see if our boastful boy Spider-Man can fulfill this.
Here you go, Mr. Jameson. Gotta go.
Jared, call 911! Spider-Man's broken in and is killing us with fire! I'll be darned if this isn't delicious. Go to commercial, Jared. I got some feasting to do. Oh no, you should have ordered your own. This is mine. Mine, Jared. Out.
I can't believe that actually worked. I mean, there's probably a great Greek restaurant somewhere in the New York area. That is fantastic, though. That was a great little bonus for going through the credits here. But yeah, so I'm not wild about what they're going to be doing with Venom. Hopefully, they'll actually surpass my expectations. It could happen. I mean, for one, my expectations are, like, really super low. So it could be that it's very, very easy to surpass those expectations at all. So it'll be fine. I'll play it regardless. Probably not until it's out for, like, a year, so all the DLC can come out, but that'll be fine. I'm just hoping they do something creative with it. Like, the thing is, like, if you don't show Spider-Man going off with the Avengers and going to outer space, you gotta bring Venom to him. Usually means, like, an asteroid crashes in, what, Central Park? I have no idea how you do that properly without making it feel contrived. Like, in the original comic book, there was, like, I guess it was kind of contrived there. There was a prison ship, and they, like, liberated it or something? I don't remember. It's been a long time. Anyway, this game, though, was solid. Nice, creative. I like the programmable matter. I mean, that introduces a lot of different changes you can do with, like, a bunch of the different suits, so that's great. Hopefully it's technology that actually sticks around. I mean, that would drastically change everything if we had programmable matter, but yeah, let's have more of that. Let's have more stuff like that in the next game too. I mean, it seems like the next Spider-Man suit for Parker has got to have programmable matter in it. Though we had a programmable matter suit, and every time Miles lifted his mask up, like, it still seemed to be cloth, and that's a little weird. Like, it seems like it should dissolve like Finn's did. But I understand they don't know which suit we're going to be using, so they just assume all of them are cloth. But still, it would have been nice to see, like, a dissolve, but then, of course, in the final scene, you wouldn't be able to have someone find his mask. You'd have to just, you know, turn it on. Which would also be weird, because if it was malfunctioning because of all the hits he took, it doesn't seem like it would dissolve very well, so yeah, there's a whole thing there. Whole very complicated bit. So programmable matter introduces a lot of different problems. It's cool though. I always like the idea. I always like the idea of, like, nanobots in, like, Tony Stark's suit or Spider-Man's suit. Because granted, it makes the CGI easier. But also it just looks cool. But sadly, yeah, I don't think that really works out when they're trying to, like, decide which suit you're going to wear. Unless, of course, all of them are programmable matter now. In which case they all dissolve? Maybe? It'd be weird if you decide to go for, like, a more classic suit, because some people do like the classic design. Still, though, I am impressed how well the suit actually worked there. That Into the Spider-Verse suit does have that kind of cartoonish look to it. I was not sure how that was going to work when Miles removed his... I was going to say his cowl, is that right? His mask, anyway. I thought maybe it'd look a little disjointed, because the problem with the CGI, or the Into the Spider-Verse suit, is that it's definitely more lanky and thinner, like a thinner body type than the other suits, so I thought it would look weird having this big, you know, CGI head on top of this kind of cartoonish body. But no, it actually kind of worked. It totally looked natural. And so props to the art team to actually making that work. Because that's got to be difficult. You got to make sure that every single one of those suits still works in every single one of the cutscenes. That's a hell of a lot of QA. So good QA work, good artist work, top notch. Also, soundtrack in here was pretty good too, gotta admit. Very, very indicative of what I regard as the Miles Morales style. So very nicely done. And Japanese voiceover? Didn't even realize you could play this game in Japanese. I guess it kind of makes sense. You know what I'd love? I would love an Into the Spider-Verse game. I'm not sure how you would do it. But I think the best way to do it is probably do, like, it in chapters. So that, you know, like, for chapter 1, you're playing as, say, Miles Morales. Chapter 2, you're playing as, like, Penny Parker. Chapter 3 is, like, Noir Spider-Man. Chapter 4 is, like, Spiders Man, which is really creepy. It's a man made out of spiders. And stuff like that. I think that could work out. But being able to switch independent of the story, I think would be actually be really, really difficult. Maybe. We'll have to see how they do Spider-Man 2, the game. Because supposedly you're going to be able to switch between Parker and Miles on the fly. So if they can make that seamless so that the same story beats happen regardless of who you are, that might be able to tie into an Into the Spider-Verse game really, really, really easily. Hopefully. Spider-Gwen, right, don't forget about Spider-Gwen too. One thing I do like about this game, better than the original Spider-Man game, or the previous one anyway, we didn't have any Mary Jane sections. There were stealth sections that we needed to do to make sure that, you know, the hostage didn't get killed or anything. And that was fine. But what we didn't have is the crappy Mary Jane sections that I hated so much in the previous game. So glad we saw no sign of that whatsoever. Now, maybe that's because they just did a nice little 20-hour story here. There didn't have to be too much fluff. They just kind of just went with it. And I appreciate that. Because, oh my god. Going through any of those scenarios without any powers whatsoever was so frustrating. And I'm so glad that we did not have to do that. I was worried they were actually, like, holding out. But I don't know who would we, Genki? Like, if they had designed this game the same way they did the previous game, we'd be playing Genki, like, you know, for at least 5 hours of the game. Which I guess a hacking minigame, and I guess during the evacuation we'd have sneak past Roxxon guys. It would not be fun. It would not be fun. This, though, complete Spider-Man action for beginning to end. 10 out of 10. Cannot complain. Boss fights were challenging. Every single boss fight we had was challenging. We actually had to think about how we were going to do it. Had to, like, do perfect dodges sometimes in order to actually make any progress at all. Like, the boss fights were top notch. Well done design all around. I basically have no complaints about this game. Like, even the training montages from Parker, or the training setups, were a lot better than the Taskmaster setups, I think. I mean, they're the same exact scenario. It's just, you know, I think they fold easier into the world than the Taskmaster ones. The Taskmaster ones kind of just set up Taskmaster as this big guy, but like you fight him for like a little while and then he just goes away. Whereas these, they kind of make sense because Parker's supposed to be training Miles. So yeah, it makes total sense that he'd set something up. And fighting holograms is actually really kind of cool. I don't know, I think it fits better into the world. Now the real question is, what are they gonna do for Spider-Man 2? You know they're gonna do something like this. Insomniac loves their challenges. So we're probably gonna have to find some pigeons again. There's likely gonna be Black Cat stuff all over again. I mean, there's more stuff you could do. I mean, Black Cat actually comes in like in more of a force. That'd be kind of cool. In the previous Spider-Man game, there was also the Oscorp research stations. If Oscorp is going to be more of a force in the second game, especially if Green Goblin comes in, hard to tell how well that'll work. Because eventually, you know, it'd be a little bit like Oscorp. You know, it'll just kind of become the villain, effectively. The real question is if Mr. Osborn, aka the original Green Goblin, well, is he though? Like in this continuity, we don't know. Peter Parker's apparently never fought a Green Goblin before. At least it wasn't in any of the... I mean, it seems like if he had fought Green Goblin, then Mr. Osborn would be, like, on the raft. Like, he would have been in prison. Yeah, that seems pretty likely. Really, it seems like Spider-Man spent most of his formative years fighting, like, Fisk-goons. It's only since ramped up with all the other villains. Though he had originally fought Vulture when he was in college, according to the story here. So, like, it's all kind of interspersed. It's a little difficult to say exactly where things all tie in together. And there's, like, no comic book in this continuity for what I know. So, yeah, if it's gonna be the younger Osborn as Green Goblin only, Oscorp itself might actually be okay. Depends how much of the funding actually goes into Green Goblin's, like, whole shtick. You know, the pumpkin bombs, the flyer, death and destruction. Like, how much of that can be tied to Oscorp as opposed to just being stolen from them? It's hard to tell. And we'll find out. It'll happen. I'm gonna try to far away from spoilers as far as I can. But, it'll be fun to play, for sure. I'm expecting good things. Gotta be careful with these franchises, though, because sometimes, you know, the companies can get a little bit too big in a head, and they'll actually completely lose it, basically. They'll just completely destroy it in, like, you know, the third or fourth sequel. Technically, though, this isn't technically a full sequel, right? It's... The first game was probably... We spent, what, 60 hours on it? Something like that? This game, like, 20-odd? So, really, I mean, you can kind of say this is like 1.5. Spider-Man 2 is the actual, like, full-blown sequel. This was kind of just, you know, we want something to focus on getting Miles Morales up to speed because Spider-Man 2 is going to be about the both of them doing this thing. And so we want to make sure that we at least establish, yes, Miles is in fact an established hero now. Which is fair. They want to have him basically on equal footing. So that when you do swap between Parker and Miles, you can... It's funny, I'm going last name and then first name. Peter and then Miles. That feels so weird to refer to Spider-Man as Peter. It's usually Parker. Why doesn't it not feel weird to say Miles? It seems like that would be Morales, right? Parker or Morales. Okay, let's do that. As you switch between Parker and Morales, they feel even. Now, granted, they're going to have different power sets. Miles's Venom Punch is going to be drastically different than Parker. Parker's probably gonna have more gadgets, would be my guess. Like, they only let us have 4 gadgets for Miles because he's kind of not a gadget guy. If anything, he's kind of a software guy. But Genki's already got that covered. And Parker's really about building all the gadgets. So it does seem like Parker probably has the more gadgets, and Morales is gonna have the Venom Punch and everything related to that. The real trick is if they level up separately. They probably will. The experience gain is probably going to have to be divided between them. That's going to be real tough. So if they keep giving experience for like every bad guy defeated, it's still going to be possible to get max level but it's going to be more of a grind because they're going to be separated. I doubt they're going to share experience. I think that would actually be a little bit too easy if they did that. Yeah, that's trickier. But do you really need experience in this type of game? Like, there's no... The bad guys don't seem to have levels. Now, they might. It seemed like the levels is more of a way to unlock skill points. But it seemed like there might be a better way to do that. The leveling system... I mean, it does increase his health and his damage for both Parker and Morales in both games. Yeah, there's got to be a better way to do that, though, aside from a level system. I don't know what it could be, though. I mean, you could find things in the world that would improve your stats. That's usually a better way to go than a straight-up leveling system. I'm a fan of that. I'm not a fan of... I'm a fan of level systems when you can do it. Though, admittedly, it's not easy. I was not expecting these credits to go on this long. I mean, I was a little bit, which is why I switched over to another episode just before the end there. But wow, it's a lot of people. Hey there, Trip Townsend. You didn't think we were going to be able to see you because you thought everyone would skip the credits. I'll have you know, we saw you. Same with you, Luis Castro. Louis? I never know what to do with an S there. I always have to be introduced. Because especially when you have L-U-I-S and not the full L-O-U-I-S, then it's like, is it Louis? Louis? Maybe you don't even, like, have the S sound at all? Like, it's just Louis? It's always weird. I don't know. Never know what to do with that. That's why I prefer, you know, being introduced, like, verbally sometimes. Otherwise, just call you L. That's it. Your name's L. Okay, at this point, you're just randomly introducing people, right? Though I guess it is kind of important that we have legal and business affairs in America done, too. Yeah, but this is fun, though. And I keep saying that because I want to make sure you know. This is a fun game. If you don't own it, you should. You should consider it. It's a fun action game. Maybe even better, in some ways, than the first Marvel Spider-Man. Maybe? Trying to think, like, do I have anything bad to say about this game? I definitely have some bad things to say about the first Marvel Spider-Man game. So maybe, yeah. And if they just keep on building, if they keep on just making it better and better and paring it down to just the really good stuff, like take away all the powerless stealth sequences, we don't need those. There were a few mini games in here, but did we really need the mini game sections for, like, you know, the hacking and the I guess Parker's kind of with that, though, isn't he? It's hard to deny Peter Parker is definitely like a nerd. How do you show how smart Peter Parker is instead of just showing him as like a brute, right? Because if you just show him punching people and doing stuff, you can say he makes the webs. If you don't show him doing anything like scientific, it doesn't you know, show don't tell, basically. So you need something, some part of the game that shows how smart Parker is and how he applies that in his everyday life. Not just as Spider-Man, but also as Peter Parker. Like here we had the minigame for Miles to be able to find all the sounds in New York City to kind of tie in that music is really important to Miles. And I think that drove that a little bit more home than just saying it, right? So and the same is true for Peter Parker and those puzzles in the first game, is that this is Parker being smart. He's devised this way to find out what an element is or how to make the circuits do the things so that we know, like, he's got a wide range of scientific skills as well as being able to punch people in the face. And dodge, of course. Yeah, so I think we're going to see more of that in the second game. The trick is you've also got to make it so that it's something Miles can do too. So maybe like there'll be some puzzles that only Miles can do and some puzzles only Parker can do. Oh, and I don't remember. What's Parker's job right now? I don't remember if Parker actually has a job right now. I mean, even Morales, I think Morales is going to school still, right? He's going to school and working for Feast. I mean, he's kind of just, you know, he's building up. He's not there yet. We don't actually know, like, how close he is to graduation, but he's not there yet. But Parker, He's supposed to be like an adult that has like a job and rent and stuff, although his rent was very, very late at the end of the first game. We actually don't know too much about how his life's going right now. We know he went to France with Mary Jane, but as a photographer, that was not a... I mean, that was definitely a working trip, not a holiday. That was not a romantic getaway with Mary Jane, much as I'm sure Peter Parker would have loved it to be. That was not the impression we got. So I guess Parker's working as a photographer? That state never lasts very long. I think Parker's probably most happy in the comics when he's working as a teacher. He loved being a teacher. He was great at being a teacher, although you have to get his teaching certificate. That's going to be tough for him in this continuity. I think also he really loved being a researcher, but that didn't pay nearly as well. When he did work for the Future Foundation, though, he loved doing that too, because then he could like kind of blend his hero work with his science work, and that's when he shone. Like, he was fantastic in the Future Foundation. But that doesn't come until way, way, way later, when eventually they make a Fantastic Four game, maybe? Who knows if that's going to happen? We can dream. I mean, if the Guardians of the Galaxy game actually picks up, and people love that, it seems like a cast of characters like that would work perfectly for a Fantastic Four game. So maybe it could work. It's possible. Vuli Song, you didn't think we'd see you down here, all the way down here at the end of the credits, but there you are. We see you, as well as with all your friends. Oh, man. Well, that's a lot of 3D artists. And I gotta say, these 3D artists did a fantastic job. I just gotta reiterate that. All the costumes look good. Not wild about a few of the looks. Like, a couple of them just seem like variations of the same, you know? But having every single one of those costumes work well, especially in the cutscenes, and especially in the final cutscene, that takes skill. So well done with that, because I was really kind of worried that the end of the Spider-Verse costume was not going to work for that final scene, and I was ready for some mocking, but no, totally worked out. No mocking here. But I was a little bit worried. I was a little concerned. It does look a little bit out of place, but I just love the end of the Spider-Verse. Like, I love that movie so much. I'm glad they're coming out with the second one. That's going to be great. I'm hoping Spider-Man 2099 or 2049? 2099, isn't it? Pretty sure it's 2099. Really hope he comes into it somehow. Even though that's technically time travel, but they've shown at the end of the Spider-Verse movie that he can time travel, so it'll be great, because he time traveled back to the 70s. In the 70s cartoon for some strange reason that we don't actually know anything about. He was trying to start a spider posse? I don't really know what he was trying to do. It was something really important, I'm sure. And apparently we've run out of music. Come on. Somebody must have realized. Now? Just ran out of music entirely, huh? They really didn't expect us to get to this far. Come on, I'm expecting something at the end of the credits. They gave us kind of that mid-roll. Kind of, a tease for Green Goblin. But you're telling me they don't have anything at the end of the credits, like, to say, like, how the heroes are doing? I'm not exactly sure what they would show. I mean, I'm really curious about Finn. I don't think she's dead. I mean, it's a great, like, redemption equals death scene. It's a great sacrifice. But it seems also like it could be a hero origin story, right? She ended up maybe as an ethereal being. I'm not saying that she's going to totally become, like, oh, what's his fucking Watchman? Totally forget his name right now. The blue guy. Came back from the dead because he was just that awesome, apparently. I totally forget his name. Oh, brain just totally... But I don't think she's going to become that. She's not an ethereal being. It would be kind of funny if she came back as Ghost Rider, though. Because supposedly that's how they recruit. Supposedly. That's how you, like, pass the mantle, is, like, you stop time, basically, and you talk to the person who is about to die, and you make a deal with... I think it's the devil, actually. I think the devil is the one you actually make the deal with. It's like, okay, as part of your sentence, basically, before you get to die, since I own you anyway, since you're going to hell because, You're a terrible person. You've shown this one moment of contrition that might redeem you. So to make sure you're, you know, either mine or redeemed, one of the two, I'm going to make you Ghost Rider. She would actually make an awesome Ghost Rider. I could totally see that. The flaming skull look might, you know, damper her lifestyle a little bit, but I could totally see it. I'm not sure what else she would come back as. As Captain Marvel, or Miss Marvel, rather, would be interesting, but I don't think that would actually work. I guess Miss Marvel wouldn't work either. It'd have to be Captain Marvel. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe it's the last we've seen of Finn. Maybe she's actually dead. Maybe she's actually dead. Everyone else went to the raft, though. And like I said, we didn't see a body. So it does seem a little suspicious. That's it. No big reveal. I mean, I wasn't really expecting a big reveal. I was more hoping for one. Oh, wait. Here we go. Maybe. Oh, it's totally just a tie-in for, like, New Game Plus, maybe? Or at least we can continue on and finish up some side quests. How you doing, Miles? You okay? I mean, he did lose a friend.
Bye, Finn.
Okay, and there we go. So now we can go ahead and do New Game Plus. The FNSM app is done. You can change the time of day. Ultimate difficulty. Yeah, maybe I'll do that, but that'll be off camera. Okay, so there we go. So we can go ahead. I wonder if there's anything extra here. A lot of our harm to complete. 6,000 experience. 1 skill point. 6,000 experience, we get 1 frickin' skill point. Hold on, is there actually a mission? Is there actually a mission? What could possibly be left? There's a fucking mission. Did I forget the mission? Did I forget to do a mission? I don't think I did. Let's go and fast travel. Did I forget to do something before the end?
Man, I'm tired.
Friendly neighborhood thing up in Harlem. The nerve.
Okay, I guess we'll go ahead and do the mission then. I mean, it should be easy enough to do, I hope. Was not expecting this. I thought we were done. Seems like this might be a little disappointing, but maybe it means, like, Finn's here. I have no idea. Alright, Miles, go ahead and jump into your thing. Seems weird. Was not expecting a mission after the credits. I mean, what's your mom think about this? Seems like you should be able to just, you know, walk into the front door now. I mean, she knows you're Spider-Man.
I really need to sleep.
Okay, get some rest. Sure, why not? I know, this one right here. The thing? Wait. Okay, apparently he doesn't go into bed like a normal person. He goes in from the bottom. You're a very weird person, Miles.
Just a quick nap.
Wow, he must have been exhausted. And this is 4 weeks later. Like, he's still healing? He might still be healing. Man, he goes all over the place. He's gonna have a hard time when he finds a significant other. Like, would you want to sleep with somebody like that? Just saying.
Mom.
Oh.
It's a clue for a scavenger hunt. Dad and I used to do these.
Okay.
Did she make a new one?
Facing the park with the world on our shoulders, we guard the next clue. Okay. Did she make a...
I'm gonna check this out. See what Mom put together.
Holy crap. She's been busy.
Should get out of here. Check out the Natural History Museum.
She's been incredibly busy. She put 7 postcards all around the city. Okay, I guess we can do that. Not what I was expecting. I mean, I kind of want to say we're
Haven't
just
been to
done,
the museum in forever. I think the last time was with Finn and Dad. Those trips are really fun. It's weird to think about now.
Oh man, that's great. I mean, he'd love that. Gonna tell him now. You're a good one, Spider-Man. See you soon.
Tails great, man. Love that guy.
Okay. So I guess we have a side quest over here as well. So like the multiple side quests. They just happen because we're at the end of the story. How very odd. Kind of expected these to happen before we actually got to the end, but we didn't have any more side quests. I checked. I double checked. I triple checked. So yeah, these came in because we're finna done with the story, I guess. Okay. Let's go to the bodega. Hey, Tio.
It's him! Get a picture!
Hey, good to see you. Been telling everyone how you saved Spider-Man.
You ready to swing, Spider-Cat?
You two look great.
I mean, it must be cool. So having a sweater kind of makes sense. Oh
Get
my
out
god.
there and stop some crimes, you two.
Oh, that's great. The spider cat.
Hey, Ma. You busy?
Not too busy. What's going on?
I just left Trinity Church. And I was thinking about Finn. And...
Tell me about it.
She saved my life and yours. Everybody's. But she's the one who put us in danger in the first place. But after seeing what happened to Rick, I get why she did it.
People are messy. Take your Uncle Aaron. He's the reason Krieger's in jail. And he helped us get people out of Harlem. But every time I look at him, I think of all the pain he put your dad through.
Yeah.
You don't need to make a judgment on Finn's life, mijo. Or her death. Just remember who she was, and why you loved her.
You always know what to say.
That's my job. Call me back if you need me. Entiende?
See? Te quiero.
And that's probably the best thing to do for that. And we don't know what's going to happen with her, but... can I not land in this car? There we go. Hey, buddy.
What?
So I'm a little curious. Oh, okay. Can't do that. There we go.
No!
Man.
Where'd you come from?
Oh, dang it. We always have more bad guys. Why are there always more bad guys? Like, do you guys not have, like, jobs?
You can't take all of us!
I mean, I realize this might be your job, but come on.
Take an aim at Spider-Man!
Okay, yeah. You guys just hold on there. Thank you.
You're gonna bring me down!
Nope, not gonna do that. Thanks. No guns, please. Very strict rule I have. No guns.
You're mine!
You stay down. You'll be fine. Let me go ahead and get my, No, I want to get my webs back. Just, give me a minute. Oh, there's somebody else with a gun. I think I said no guns? Light somehow unclear. Oh, yeah, there he is. He had a gun. Hello. There we go.
Maybe that'll teach you to stay in your lane.
All right. Should we do the postcards? I'm kind of wondering. Like, it seems kind of anticlimactic after, like, everything that's happened. But maybe? Okay, let's not watch the vigilante. Let's actually go away from the vigilante. We'll just go away from people who are saying vigilante. That's usually a bad idea. I guess we can do a penultimate.
Great news. Roxxon's prototype labs in Manhattan are kaput. And so are their reactors.
Finally. With the labs and Krieger gone, feels like Roxxon's butt has been firmly kicked.
I bet they'll be staying out of sight for a while.
Good. Because I don't want to drain any more reactors.
You said it, buddy. But I'm glad we were able to do this together.
Me too. Until our next adventure?
Which'll probably be 5 minutes from now, right? Deal.
Adorable. Thank you for watching. This has been Spider-Man Miles Morales on PC Universe, your PC Universe 2, and I'll see you guys next time.